Hey everybody, and welcome back, or welcome if you're new to the channel of your favorite, or soon-to-be favorite, Bookworm Twink Supreme. It's the middle of the year, I'm freaking out, this is me freaking out, so it's that time of the year where we do the mid-year book so bad. Where we do the mid-year book freakout tag, so that is what we are doing today, okay? Okay. How the actual fuck is it already June? How the hell is it the middle of the year already? Seriously, serious question. If I find out who did the original tag, I will put that video down below. And if I don't find it, I don't get paid to do this, so tough fucking shit. Okay, so let's do this, right? Also, I'm not sure if you noticed this on my last video, but I actually have an assistant over here. Can you see him? I will bring him closer to you. Introduction time, L. This is L from Death Note, L. Audience, L. If you have not seen Death Note, I recommend watching it and stopping after episode 25, because the rest of those episodes don't fucking exist, okay? Okay. So, the first question is, how many books did I read so far this year? And I read 46 books so far this year. I have a goal of 100 books so far, so since I'm almost at 50, I can assume that I'm probably gonna meet that goal, and if I don't, who cares? Who cares? We're here to read books. We're not here to pressure ourselves. And I can always just lie. I mean, I can always just say I read 100 books and not have read 100 books. And you wouldn't know. But we keep it real here, okay? We keep this shit real in this fucking channel, okay? Okay. So the next question is, what is the best book you have read so far in 2021? 2021, it's not 2020, it's 2021, shit. Okay, do I need to state the obvious? Hands down, Night Film. Duh. It was absolutely everything I ever wanted in life that I didn't know I needed. It was simply everything. It was a thriller book that doubled as a wet dream for film lovers, for horror film lovers in specific. Reading it made my life so much better. It rocked my world, I love it. I need to read more Marisha Pessl. If you've got any recommendations, tell me down below. In the comment section, you perv. Okay, so the next question is, what is the best sequel you've read so far in 2021? So I'm usually not a big series reader, and I'm probably gonna sound like a basic bitch, but I kind of have like a funny story to go with this, so just hang on, okay? Just don't leave. But I read the Akatar series this year. I begun it this year. I haven't finished yet, but I did start. And it was a huge mistake. Until it wasn't. I gave A Court in Thorns of Roses 1 star, and I gave A Court of Mist and Fury 5 stars. And my review of that book need only one word, and that word is Rhysand. Rhysand. I could say that word all day. That's the review, okay? That's the review of this book. I loved him so much that I literally... Okay, I'm actually gonna put this on the internet. Okay, so, you know how... how people make movies in their head when they are reading a book? Right? I don't know if you do that, but I certainly do that, and I know certain people who also do that. Okay, so in the movie, in my head, let me just tell you that I fucking hated Feyre so fucking much. I could not stand this protagonist. So in the movie, in my head, I killed her. Dunzo. She was out. And I put myself in her place. I kind of gender-bended the story. So I ended up becoming the fucking protagonist in Court of Mist and Fury. And I'm probably gonna be the protagonist in Court of... what the fuck's the green one? And I sincerely hope she doesn't get pregnant at any point, because that is gonna be complicated to visualize for many reasons. I am putting this on the internet because my spiritual advisor told me that vulnerability was good, and so here I am exposing myself in a PG-13 way. Okay? Okay. So the next question is, new release you haven't read but want to. So, I don't know if you can tell, but I am really shit at keeping up with new releases. I'm kind of someone who just mood reads. Like, whenever I see somebody talk about a book on this YouTube, if it sounds good, I read it, regardless of what year it came out, and I talk about it with you guys. But regardless of that, I normally don't know what comes out within the year. So off the top of my head, all I can really give you is Heartstopper Volume 4. I haven't read that one yet, but I did read the first 3 and I gave them all 5 stars because they were amazing, and Alice Oseman is amazing, and she will probably be mentioned at some point later in this tag. Who knows? Who knows? So the next question is my most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Okay, again, I'm gonna have to state the obvious. Survive the Night by Riley Sager. Again, Riley Sager. I mean, have you seen this channel? This should be pretty obvious. Also, another one that I'm really looking forward to that I think just came out today actually, but I haven't gotten my copy yet, is The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. I am white trash, so I apologize. And I picked this because The Silent Patient is like my second favorite thriller right behind Night Films, so expectations are very high. We'll likely make a video on it. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Alright, next one is here. Okay, here comes the controversy. Biggest disappointment. Now I certainly did read a bunch of stinkers this year, but the one that really the one that I really wanted to like, and I was loving for the first 50 or so pages, is Shadow and Bone. Honestly, just, what the fuck? I mean, I have heard that the show was amazing. I haven't seen it. I know, I'm sorry. I hated this book so much, and honestly, I forgot so much about it that if you were to ask me of specific scenes, I think I forgot this whole thing. And I don't remember enough to give you details, but I just not for me. So the next question is, biggest surprise. Okay, I'm gonna go with Every Last Fear by Alex Finley. Now, this isn't without some fine print, okay? This book did have things that I think, and many people I've spoken to think are quite problematic. So I'm not gonna get into it now, but I did get into it in the live show I did, so be sure to check that out. And I'm just gonna tell you to do your own research, because I wouldn't want to recommend anyone to pay money for something that they could potentially be personally offended by. So if you think that this could be an issue, perhaps do research before choosing to read this book. Normally, I really dislike books with multiple points of view. I like one character, and then the entire book I'm like, oh, I don't want to read from anybody else. I want to just be immersed in this one person's head the whole time. Okay. So, this book, it didn't have 2 points of view, it didn't have 3 points of view, it had 7 points of view. And I care deeply about all of them. This was not a predictable thriller at all. It was incredibly fast-paced, very tightly plotted, and I had no clue thrillers could still be this good. I mean, you get so jaded when you read thrillers because you just see the same cliches over and over again, so to have one that just felt this fresh and new and exciting was just such a lovely thing. I go into this in my live show, again, find that link in description. It's got spoilers. We talked about it for like an hour and a half, so fun things. Okay, so the next question is favorite new author. I'm gonna go with Alice Oseman, and I only read Radio Silence for the first time last year, and I didn't know how much her work would mean to me as a person. And I sincerely wish I had discovered her sooner, specifically while I was in college, because if I had read this shit when I was in school, I would have felt so understood and so validated. Like, I have already graduated, and even reading, you know, books about the university experience, like Loveless, which I just finished, which was really good, I wish somebody had told me about this person sooner. Her stories and characters are just so precious, and these books are just so wholesome, like, as a whole. They're just such a good vibe. They're just, you just read them, and Alice just sounds like the least judgmental, most inclusive, caring, genuine person ever, that you just want to be, like, best friends forever with, and I just love her. I love her books, and I will read anything she puts out. Okay, the next question is newest fictional crush. Baby, resand, there are no other words to be said for me as a person today. I'm okay, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. I'm calm? No, I'm not. I'm not calm at all. Where do I begin? So we first met in ACOTAR, and I was like, fuck him. And then we met again in Court of Mist and Fury, and I went from fuck him to, hi, I would desperately like to I'm okay. Everything's fine, okay? It's okay. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Next question is newest favorite character. The person we were just talking about, Mr. Resan, yes. There are no other, no other character I come across this year will ever, period. Number 10, book that made you cry. I actually, let me go get it. So the first answer I'm gonna give is the final volume of Attack on Titan. I know that this is volume 1, and the reason I'm holding up volume 1 is because this series is just so endlessly spoilable for people that have not seen any of the episodes. Like, literally, if you have not seen this anime or read this manga, if you so much as look at the cover art of a later volume, you will be spoiled. Merely knowing who is alive is a huge spoiler. So I'm not holding that volume up, but I'm gonna hold this one up. Another book that had me all in tears. Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, the final volume of Throne of Glass, the longest book series I have ever read. Oh gosh, believe the hype. This series is hyped for a reason. It's just so fucking good. And I have an entire video on my channel ranking all the Throne of Glass books from best to worst for people who have not read the series. It's a pretty good introduction to, you know, what to expect if you plan on doing so. I love this book so much. Tears were definitely shed, okay? Okay. So on a happier note, the next question is book that made you happy. And this book made me so ridiculously happy, and that is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Now, I don't normally read rom-coms because that's kind of a genre I'm very allergic to, but I read this book for a live show I did, and it was just so, oh my gosh. The fake dating trope is something I dig, apparently. And there were scenes that had me cackling so hard that I was practically squawking like a fucking pelican, man. I was squealing, it was awesome. I did a live show with my friends, link in description. I highly recommend checking that out. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so the next question is most beautiful book you have bought so far or received this year. Now I'm gonna have to cheat again, I'm gonna have to repeat this answer, and that's probably gonna be Kingdom of Ash because I don't normally buy hardcover books, I'm a paperback person, but this is just a really gorgeous gold hardcover book. It looks really good naked, like you have the SJM, you have the it's just beautiful, I love it. So the next question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So this didn't really specify that this book had to come out like this year. I suppose it's just asking me what my TBR is, so I am just gonna be simple. I'm gonna go with A Court of Wings and Ruin. I might as well just finish the trilogy since I'm pretty invested and I'm kind of like in the show. So the next one is gonna be A Court of Silver Flames because everybody's telling me how sexual it is. And I don't know, I mean, I want to read a sexual book. And I honestly felt so dirty just saying that right now. There is nothing wrong with being a little thirsty on one's channel, okay? Okay, so I think that's it. That was my mid-year book freakout tag. Thank you so much for watching. Like and comment and subscribe, please subscribe. It raises my self-esteem. What happens when you subscribe? Well, we become friends. Sounds pretty win-win to me, okay? But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in future videos, but until then, take care. I lose myself